here right now live with John Tyler. He is actually the motivational speaker who completely changed the tone of the 4th annual Meridian Business Days and all of his incredible story. So can you tell us a little bit about your story that really moved a lot of people yesterday?
Yesterday was an odd day. I had just got some new medication, so I'm speaking a lot better today, and I had a little bit of an adverse reaction to some of the medication, and I was really dizzy yesterday. I couldn't get up or anything like that, but I'm feeling much better today, and day late and a dollar short. I got diagnosed with colon rectal cancer when I was 41 years old, and I'm 41 now, and went through about a year battle with that. My dad died of colon rectal cancer when he was 43. So when the doctors came to find out that I was suffering from colon rectal cancer, they were like, you got about a 20% chance of living through the next year. So hereditary, and it was really bad. You know, when I came home and with my wife after getting that news, and I got a second opinion, and I said, God, if this is your plan, I don't agree, you know, but I got to go with what you say. And about a year's fight with colon rectal cancer, I got the news me and my wife have been waiting for. You're cancer-free, and have a nice life. And that was the end of it. And I was like, walking on sunshine. Yeah, that, you know, it's amazing, you know, to know that, you know, I got a second chance. So about a year and a half goes by, and you know, I'm living the good life, and you know, I got a gift for making children laugh. You gotta see it to appreciate it, you know. And it's families too, from grandparents up to, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 2 or 114. I will go into a grocery store, and the little kids that are in front of me will be like, I'm like, I'm buying bread. How do you know this? You know, and I'll start entertaining them for the sake of entertaining them. But about 6 weeks ago, I started having some tingling in my hand, and I wasn't sure what it was. Getting ready to go to the doctor, and you know, I thought, maybe I have diabetes, or, you know, let's start looking at the MD, you know, the WebMD, and finding out what could it be. And it was a Monday night. I went out to dinner with some friends. I went for a 6-mile bike ride, and I did push-ups before bed. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I fell asleep. 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up completely paralyzed on the right side of my body.
And your message was actually really incredible to the Meridian Business Days. You mentioned that the cancer had come back. You have now 4 or 5 tumors, but you're staying with a message that you've been delivering when you thought that you'd beaten cancer, and it's all about giving. And that was a great message, because you really got a lot of the business people talking about how they need to give to get. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I can. It's not really... it's hard to explain. A lot of people get mushy when you talk about you give to get. When I give to anything, it's not really giving to get, and it's more I expect a return, and it's not because I deserve it. It's just because that's the way God works. And He's not going to let you down. I wake up every morning with the intention of, before my feet even hit the ground, is I'm going to outgive God today. And you know what? I failed this contest every single day of my life. And it's a great feeling to find out where it's coming from. And I want to give this one example. I went to a chemotherapy room just to go. Somebody invited me to go do chemo, you know, in the chemotherapy room, and I entertained this gentleman. He was actually leaving, and I sat him back down in the chair, and no, you can't leave yet. So, and I did like a 20-minute magic show for him, you know, and made him laugh, and you know, brought some light into his life. He was scared to death. He didn't know what he was doing, but I noticed that there was a woman that was sitting in the next chemo chair. It was just loving it. So I spent more time with her than what I spent with him. And it was what a blessing it was for me to be part of that. When we pulled up to the hospital, the whole drive up to St. Luke's, I was complaining to my wife, who is my business manager, she's my nurse. She wears many different hats. And I said, why isn't my phone ringing? You know, it's been like 2 weeks. I haven't booked a show in 2
But
weeks.
then right after, you ended up booking a couple of shows.
Well, that's where the signature comes from. We left the chemotherapy room. We got in the truck, and she didn't even start the truck yet. And the phone rings, and I booked a show. And I was like, okay, that's kind of, you know, like they can be a coincidence, right? And I looked at, after I booked the show, she hadn't even started the truck yet, and I went to roll the window down, and I yelled up at God, and I said, well, guess what? I'm going to the Boise Hawks game tonight, and it's kids' night, and I'm going to bless all those kids with laughter, and you're going to hear it all the way up in heaven. And what do you got to say about that? Right when I said that, the phone rings again. And I booked another show, and I'm like, okay, you got me. There's no way that I'm gonna win this contest. But I love entertainment for the sake of entertainment. I do have a business side of me, but
and let's actually talk about that. You're with www.magicalmotivator.com. That's where people can find out more about you and can actually donate to help you out, which is exactly what happened at Meridian Business Days after giving your speech. And part of it was you gave out cash to the audience, but you don't have a lot of money. You don't have health insurance. People were so moved, they gave you a standing ovation, and then they went outside and immediately started taking up a collection to help you out. So again, donations, magicalmotivator.com. You have a new book out. If people want to hear more about your story, it's Another Hand in the Cookie Jar, also on your website.
yeah, you're gonna see stories on there that are like, is this really this guy's life? But I have pictures to prove it.
Absolutely amazing. He wrestled crocodiles, all kinds of different things. So again, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, and it's been a pleasure to be part of the business world here in Meridian.